So hi everyone, hope it's working. Let's see here. Stream health seems to be okay. Let's see here. Okay, and I am live. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. Today I'm going to color page 111 from our comic book Niels Feynman's Time Traveling Adventures. And this is from chapter 5. Let me get here the colors. So I'm pressing Control to select that layer and what is on it. I just wanted to tell you guys that April is gonna be the last month I stream live. Until maybe September I'll come back with live streams, but until then I'm gonna be taking a break from streaming live. I'm still gonna try and make video tutorials and other things like that. I have a whole list of requests. I'm gonna try and go through that one, but I'm not gonna be making any promises since this summer is gonna be filled with traveling and work and things like that. It's not gonna be fun traveling, unfortunately, but since it's gonna be pretty busy and I don't know when I'll be able to stream live, I'm just gonna put it on hiatus just so it's not confusing, because as we all know, getting notification for social media can be pretty hard. On Facebook sometimes you get notifications 3 days later, so let's say you wanna come and see my live stream and I'm not there, and then 3 days later you get the notification, oh, today I'm not streaming. So to avoid any confusions and frustrations, I'm just not gonna stream live for 4 months. 4 months, I think. Be May, June, July, August, and maybe I'll stream in October, so it might be 5 months. I'm not sure exactly. I might do some random live streams, but by default there are not gonna be any live streams. I might do game nights. I know you guys love that. I am in the Mana Up Guild. I do recommend you guys give that a try as well. Really nice people over there. And it's actually more them who organize the game nights than me. I usually play with my husband and sister. And we do those private, but with the Mana Up Guild I do some game nights, streaming live maybe with them. So I do recommend you join the Discord server, mine and Mana Up's, and you should be notified there and keep an eye out for notifications. I feel like it's easier to keep track of these things on Discord. And as always, you can PM me that you want to be on the list of people that get tagged and notified. Like, don't be afraid to request that. Also, the gamers in Mana Up are super nice. They won't bite. Unlike this evil little bug that's trying to suck the blood from Erwin, since he doesn't have a force field shield to protect him from the bugs. And I still have chapters 5 and 6 to finish, so we are now the 4th month of the year, and by my calculation it's gonna take another 6 months, maybe more. Like, I always underestimate these things, but the plan is to finish Niels Feynman's book 1 before the year ends. and then I'm gonna focus more on the earnest stories, which are more for younger audience, and for my older audience it will be A Strange Encounter, which is a horror story series based in the same world as Niels Feynman, because I just wanted to show some kind of what's going on in the background, the world that Niels lives in. And I have more parts finished. I just haven't had time to, correct the spelling errors, the numerous spelling errors I do. So that's gonna take a while as well. I'm just so bad at writing. Like, I'm not very good at drawing either, but writing is definitely not my forte. But hopefully it'll be an interesting story for you guys to read. I know some of you have liked the A Strange Encounter series and would like to see some more. So more is coming up with more protagonists. So for those of you that don't know, the A Strange Encounter is a anthology. So each kind of episode, it's somebody else. There's another protagonist, and we follow the story with that person and all the weird and unfortunate things that happen to them. So, hi David! How are you? Can you hear me? Actually, I think I'm gonna make that a light brown because it comes over his shoulder and you can't see it. Kind of a squishy bug that is trying to suck his blood. Yes, you can hear me good? Awesome. I don't know how much you heard before, but April is gonna be the last month I stream until October. I might do game nights, and I will announce it mostly on Discord because I am in the Mana Up Guild, and they're the ones that organize game nights for people to play, let's say, Stardew Valley multiplayer. I might announce it on social media as well, I'm not sure yet. They don't have a schedule, which kind of fits me very well for this summer because it's gonna be a pretty hectic summer. So that's why I'm not gonna stream for 4 months because it's gonna be pretty difficult scheduling for me. So just to not confuse anybody, I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna stream, and I might do some with other channels that I have collaborations with, so I might show up somewhere else, but on my channel there will be no live streams. I might do some video tutorials. I have a whole list from you guys of things you've asked me to make tutorials of, so I'm probably gonna do that if I can, but otherwise nothing's scheduled so far. And of course, if any of you watching my live streams that have their own YouTube channels, if you want me to come by, let me know. But otherwise, nothing fixed on mine. And also, thank you for reminding me that I hit 500 subscribers. This is another thing I wanted to talk on the live stream. I will do a video with more details, but for now, I'm just gonna say that thank you everyone for subscribing and helping me reach my milestone of 500 subscribers. As promised, whenever I reach a milestone on social media, I do a art giveaway. And let me just okay, my blog. So my blog is on WordPress, and I use the hashtag Hisame OCL original character lottery to find all of my giveaways. So you can read more details here of past events. But basically, like the name says, I'm gonna give away free art. And since it's free, I can do fan art because I'm not taking any money. And I think it will make some of you happy. Like for example, now if it's free, I can do, let's say, a Stardew Valley character. But otherwise, if it's not during one of these events and I am getting paid, then I cannot do anything that I don't own the IP of. So I can do the farmer, which is a custom character that you make yourself. So it's nobody's IP. So I can draw your character in, all the time, but characters that belong to someone I can only do when it's free. So for example, an event like this. And in the past I've given merchandise that I have and other things like that, but because usually the winners on the other side of the planet from me, it's been just digital mostly. So you can go check out past events and see what other people have won. I haven't decided yet if it's gonna be avatars for everybody like I've done before, or if it's gonna be just one winner. Because it's a lot of work, so I'm really not sure how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna need to think about it, and I'm also gonna ask some friends to see how it's been for them. And then I'll get back to you guys in a video. Hi Jimmy. Oh yes, I am using Clip Studio Paint. Welcome to my channel. I was just saying that I reached 500 subscribers on YouTube, so I am going to do a giveaway, art giveaway, like I always do when I reach one of these milestones. Nice, I started using that last week, still trying to figure out which brushes I like the best. Yeah, I really love the blending brushes on this. It really doesn't compare. I prefer them to Paint Storm as well. I have a question. What is Tide? So Tide is a program that you can use to edit maps for video games, but like really simple little maps. I don't know the programming behind it. I do use Tide and I prefer it over Tiled, but that's just my personal preference. Everybody that I talked with have recommended Tiled over Tide. I do have both of them, so I have Tide Map Maker and I have Tiled. So this is how Tide looks like. It's a bit more vintagey, and this is tiled. Loading. Okay. Yeah, I have to, let's see, can I open a file? Oh, I have to go dig it somewhere. Okay, I want a new map. Fine, save it on the desktop. So this is how tiled with an L looks like. So it's a bit more modern and has a bunch more features. Supposedly, I prefer Tide because it's easier to find what I need and do what I want to do. Because I don't do a lot of programming, like I only use it to tweak some maps, like move a tree or a bush, something like that. Usually I don't use it to make my own projects. For my own video game, we're gonna be using Godot because it is a side scroller, and Godot is good at making side scrollers, so that's gonna be what we're gonna use. But I'm assuming that you're asking for Stardew Valley, so yeah, go with whichever is easiest for you. When I looked for tutorials 2 years ago how to edit Stardew Valley maps, I got into Tide because those were the tutorials available on YouTube. So that's basically why. And then I tried tiled, and it was just too, it wasn't user friendly for me personally. So you can either go with how I feel about it or with whatever everybody else is recommending. So pretty much everybody that I talked with said that tiled with the L is better than Tide. So I think it really depends what you're trying to do. If maybe tiled is better if you're also trying to do programming, because I saw it has some features in regards to tile properties that I haven't found in Tide. So it could be a situation like that. They're both free, by the way, so you don't need to pay any money to get them, which is really convenient. And also, if you're ever asking for any help in the Stardew Valley Discord server, most people there use tiled, so they'll be able to help you. I think you have used Photoshop before. Yes, what's the difference between Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop? What do you like about Clip Studio Paint? Oh, I did a whole series on that. But basically, Photoshop is a jack of all trades. It's average in many things. So if you're doing simple stuff and you're completely new to digital art, Photoshop is a lot more noob and friendly and stupid proof than Clip Studio Paint, so it's a lot more intuitive and easy to navigate. But the problems with Photoshop are that it's not very well coded. It's been a very lazy project the way it's been made, so it eats up a lot of your computer resources. If you're trying to do big files like I am with high resolution, it just freezes and crashes because you need a lot of juice for it. So I have 32 giga of RAM for in order to have Photoshop working decently. So Clip Studio Paint uses a lot less resources in my opinion, so that's one thing, but that's definitely not the main reason I got. I got it for the vector line art. When I saw the Clip Studio Paint had vector line art, I talked with my friend that does the line art, and I told her, you know, June, we have to get this. Look at this. This is amazing. And she immediately agreed with me. There's so many advantages to doing comic books with vector line art. I don't even know where to start, but it's such an awesome idea. Because usually, if you want to rescale something, you have to redraw it, and that takes time. For something really simple that you already have, you can't scale it because if it's raster, it becomes blurry and pixelated. Yeah, I got it on sale as well. It was the sale was actually during my birthday, so it was really fun, nice thing to get. So yeah, the vector line art, you can edit the line art a lot here. You can pinch it, you can correct the width, which is really convenient. Like for example, I draw something and I made the line art too thick or too skinny because I wasn't paying attention to the greater composition. I just go in and adjust the line art with. It is so easy, it is so convenient. I really wouldn't make the line art in any other program because it will take more time and be a lot more annoying. Yeah, look up my let me give you the link because I think it will be faster. Oh, I have it here. And I'm gonna go to my playlists and Clip Studio Paint tutorial list here. And you can see here all the advantages. I got sponsored by Mana Up to do this little tutorial playlist because they have a lot of young little artists in their guild that just want to learn new things. Yep. So you can thank Mana Up for that. They paid for it. And I still have a bunch more tutorials to do for them. So more tutorials are gonna be coming into that playlist. These following months. April is gonna be the last month I am going to do live streams. I am gonna maybe return with live streams in September, October. I can't really say right now. But this summer is gonna be really hectic for me, and so I don't want to make any promises if I'll be able to stream or not. Just to be on the safe side, April is the last month I'm going to be streaming. Yep. And you can see there I go over and show you examples, also the calculation problems that Photoshop has, how much better Clip Studio Paint is at blending than any other program. I personally find it better than PaintStorm. I haven't gone too much into PaintStorm because not a lot of people use PaintStorm, and it also had some GPU consumption issues. For example, they have fixed this issue, but at some point I couldn't live stream and paint in PaintStorm because their program was just eating up all of my resources, so you couldn't do anything else. But they fixed that problem, fortunately. Still finding the brushes there, and I mean PaintStorm has some pretty cool features as well. It's very good at concept art. I have done some concept art in PaintStorm and it was just so easy and fast and awesome to do, but There are too many buttons for me in PaintStorm. Also, Clip Studio Paint has way too many buttons for beginners as well. It's not an issue for me because I know a lot of things. I know a lot of shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. So if I can't find a button, I just summon the command because they're pretty standardized. So Control T, for example, is the mesh. As you can see, I've pressed Control T and I have the mesh. I press enter, the mesh goes away. So even if I can't find where the goddamn um, command is in the menus, I can always just use the keyboard shortcuts. But if you're new to digital art and you don't know these things, Photoshop I think is more user-friendly for navigation and finding stuff. Plus it has less features for digital painting. Because it is a jack of all trades, like you'll have a lot of stuff for photography. You have 3D options in Photoshop, but you're usually not gonna use those, and they're like very separate entities. While in Clip Studio Paint it's a lot more integrated and you kind of need them, sort of. It's hard to explain. So for example, you open the menu here, you have these little arrows, and oh, I have somebody at the door. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. For some reason, the post office rings your bell at home to give you stuff. Strange. Thanks for sharing some information about Clip Studio Paint. I'll have to ask you more about it later. Gotta work now. Okay, take care. Thanks for coming by. And hope you have a lovely day. Sorry, June. Hi there. Okay, I thought it was the brown was a bit too light. There we go. I've been using the same colors for such a long time. I've memorized them. So I can tell now if something's off. See where I can find him. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back again. Much better. June, if you have any questions about the coming pages, let me know. Again, I have reached 500 subscribers. Thank you for that. Thank you for your support. I'm super happy about it. And I am going to do a art giveaway. You can find more details on my blog, and I am gonna put out a video explaining more how the event is gonna be like. Yeah, I finally reached 500 subscribers. It's very strange, like YouTube is the only platform I'm growing at a normal pace. Facebook really slow. Twitter, I'm actually going down on Twitter and Instagram. Social media is just so crazy. I kinda even gave up on Instagram, like I don't bother to post there anymore. Because every time I posted, I would lose subscribers, which was really odd. So I just stopped posting. Fix the problem. So those of you that remember how I do the events, is probably not gonna be so hard. I'm gonna do the same type of request that you know, tell me what character or animal you want to be. If it's a original character, then you have to tell me like details about the character, gender, a job, colors, things like that. Yeah, every time you get some new followers, you also lose them. Like this same thing happens on Instagram for me too. They just follow and unfollow, so I don't even bother with Instagram anymore because I just don't have the time. I have so many projects I'm working on that it's a waste of time. Instagram is not working for me, so I just don't invest any time in it anymore. I know it's still working for some people, so you know, good for them. Like I had some people like, join me on Instagram, join me on Instagram. Yeah, sorry, no. And it's been the same for Twitter. Like at Twitter, I'm stuck at 400 followers for the past 3 years or something like that. It just goes up and down and up and down. And I think at some point I was close to reaching 500 followers on Twitter, and then they deleted all the fake accounts. And it dropped like 50 followers, and it's been going down ever since. But a lot slower than on Instagram. Like on Instagram, I used to have 2,500, and I think it's 1,500 now. So 1,000 followers just poof went away for some reason. And they're owned by Facebook, and the same thing didn't happen on Facebook that happened on Instagram, so I suspect that they're using different algorithms. You know what I hate on Instagram? Sometimes it's hard to find people, but yeah, because most of them use various nicknames, and I just remember the real one. Yeah, that is a problem for a lot of artists. Like, they have one name on Instagram, another one on Facebook, another one on Discord, uh, something else in a video game. So I'm like, I can't remember you. And also, if you search, I think you only get like the real name of the account. So let's say somebody started an account with John Smith, and then they decided to change to comic book artist. So he made the account with John Smith, and now, because that was his email, johnsmith at gmail.com, and then he decides to change to comic book artist extraordinaire or something like that. And then depending on how they change the algorithms, you may or may not find that person. They made some changes on YouTube, by the way. Again, with the studio that we in the back, Creator Studio, I think it's called. And now finally someone replied to me regarding my copyright strike. So it was forwarded. I didn't get the same message that we're not sure if you're committing a crime, so we're just gonna leave you there. Now they said that they're gonna forward it to someone, so I don't know if they changed their algorithms for whatever robot I was talking with before, so I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. And this is how my cat used to wake me up, like jump on my head and be very annoying. So very much like this. And what was really gross and weird about my cat was that it liked to go around in the dumpster. My window was close to the trash chute for the whole building. So he would go around there. I don't know what he was looking for, but he always came back smelling really bad and would just jump on my face and smell like dumpster. But I'm still sad that my mom gave him away after I left Europe. because I had found a home for him with someone that agreed to take him in. He was a very handsome cat, by the way. He looked just like Puss in Boots. So he was, yeah, a pretty cat. And I can't wait to get another cat that hopefully I'll be able to keep this time. We've lived with rent here in the US, so I wasn't able to have a cat, but we look forward to having one at some point. It's really hard not to know where you're gonna live in the next few years. And places that you live with rent usually don't allow pets. But I would like someday to even have like a garden with a chicken coop and have like one or two chickens in there. I would really love that. I even looked up on Google chicken breeds that I would like, and there's one named Sebright Bantam, and it looks like it's made of like it has copper armor shield copper armor scales. Sebright Bantam. This looks like it's such a pretty chicken. So I want one of these. It makes like super small eggs. So it's not an ideal chicken. Um, if you're trying to make money out of it, but as a decoration, small garden chicken, I think it's perfect. I wish there were chickens that looked like female chickens that look like roosters because they're so flashy and colorful. But unfortunately, the girls are always a bit dull compared to the guys in birds. It would be so nice if you can have the pretty look and the eggs. Are peacocks very loud and difficult? I would like dwarf peacock. That would be nice. Because I always see photos that you have of your little farm garden, and I'm so jealous and happy for you. Like I want that as well. And I really love how peacocks look, but I think they're just too big. Like I don't think I'll ever own enough land to have room for a peacock. They're a big hen, little more, but they need space a lot. Yeah, this is what I fear. Like, I've seen peacocks in parks back home, and they're always in a small space and they look depressed. Yeah. Yeah, they look so sad and like unhappy, and they didn't seem to have room to fly anywhere, and they still fly. Like, they haven't been completely domesticated, so they still want to fly around, stretch their wings. I don't have the line there to close. They don't exactly fly. Yeah, they do something that I guess maybe they think it's flying. But as far as I remember, they make like pretty obnoxious sounds. Yeah. So I don't think I'll be getting a peacock anytime soon. Little more is from a high place to a lower one. But they can fly for pretty long distances if they want to. Like, I've seen them in some documentaries. They're so loud. Yeah, I don't think I would like that. I'm not itching for the complete farm life experience. They're a good alarm. Yeah, geese too, and they taste better as well. So I think if I'm gonna get a bird alarm, um, I should probably get a goose because it's gonna taste better. Like, I remember watching this little documentary on YouTube, and they said that in China they used geese as burglar alarms because they're very territorial and very loud. Oh, do you know those Samoyed dogs, the big white fluffy ones? They look so awesome, but I don't think I could handle a dog like that. It will probably be dirty all the time. It seems like it's too hard to clean. But it's so pretty. There's so many YouTube channels with Samoyed dogs, and I look at some of them. They're so cute. There's one that is a food taster, and the lady just keeps giving him vegetables, which I'm not sure how good it is for a dog, but I guess it's better than a wolf or a cat being fed vegetables. And the dog actually eats all of the vegetables that she gives him. And he has reactions with it. Like, for example, he doesn't like carrots and just will subtly try and get rid of it under the table, like hide and spit it out. Which I kind of feel bad for the dog, to be honest. He's got a crazy owner. It would be fun if the dog could speak and be like, "You eat that." But yeah, it just makes my day to look at video of cute animals. Like sometimes I'll get some news from back home with new bad legislation that got passed, and I'll just get so upset. And then I'll watch cute animal videos on YouTube. I'm like, ah, much better. I think my husband doesn't even tell me the news anymore from back home because I always get so angry. Um, for example, they just passed some law that our gas company has to um, import Russian gas and then also export Russian gas, and it's just like this convoluted, stupid situation where they're just buying expensive gas and selling it cheap, and just loss of money for the government. It's just one of these many stupid situations that get done back home, and I'm just like, ah, why? So much corruption, why? Anyway, I'm super hyped. Game of Thrones Season 8 is coming in less than 2 weeks, 11 days. I am counting the days. And Sabrina the Teenage Witch Season 2 is coming out this Friday, so I'll have something to keep me happy until Game of Thrones comes out. Yeah, the premiere of Game of Thrones, the last season, is gonna be on my sister's birthday. I wish it came out on my birthday, because I would appreciate it more. She's not into Game of Thrones. But yeah, it took them a while to finish filming the last one because they have some really big battles and a lot of CGI, and that CGI just takes forever. Just removing the wires alone from all the fight scenes is plenty of work that way. Not to mention all the dragons and whatever else is coming out. In last season they had a zombie polar bear, that attacked the protagonist, so that was pretty hardcore. It was super exciting. So I'm curious how they're gonna top it this year. Oh, and they were fighting with it and they set it on fire, so you had a burning polar zombie bear. Uh, and they also showed the behind the scenes, so it was really nice to see how all of those special effects were made. I'm always curious about these things. Hi Kiki, how are you? Welcome to my channel. There's some weird bleeding going on. Why did it go out of the line art? What in the... Oh, I'm sorry. Huh. June, what is this? Like, you clicked on a brush something? I think I can erase it. Yeah, you must have clicked on a soft brush and just clicked it at some point. Yeah, it happens. I couldn't understand what was going on though. Seems to be fine now. Our heroes are on their adventure. They're off to the Pembroke Library in Cambridge, which is just a lovely building. I do encourage you guys to Google Pembroke Library Cambridge. It looks really pretty. And I'm really sorry for you, June. You're gonna have to draw the line art for that. Yeah. But you're so much better at it than me. But we have a very good head start with all the pages, so we should be fine. What is this button? Set as reference layer. I don't think I want that. What does the reference layer do? I can't remember. Use it for the line art, but what does it do? Set line art as reference and fill another layer. But isn't it default when you color something? All the vector line arts are all layers by default. What would be the difference between multiple referring in the fill here and... Almost like a selection tool. Yeah, I'll have to try it out because I'm curious now. There's so many features in Clip Studio Paint. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of them, what they do. It explained well in the last Clip Studio Paint video. The one with the purple bat. Because it was still at a bad resolution and I couldn't see very well what the guy was doing, so I just quit watching. Maybe I should give it another try. Like, I think they made a mistake when they uploaded or something like that. Because it's still stuck at 360p. Even after a day. Like, I understand it was a big video. And it could have taken a day to process with YouTube, you never know. But it's been 2 days, so... Kiki, I don't know if you're still listening, but April is gonna be the last month I do live streams, and I will probably return with live streams in September or October. And I've also reached 500 subscribers on YouTube, and thank you guys for everything. I'm gonna do an art giveaway, so be on the lookout for the video for that, and of course you can look on my blog for details of how the art giveaway has been in the past. Here's the link again. So you can see details there of how the past events have been like. Yep, quick fill, it worked, yes. You know what, I'm just gonna take like a more straight line and then color this back in. I think it'll look more natural. There was another episode of American Gods yesterday, or the day before. I think it comes out on Monday. And it was pretty neat. I think it's a bit too contemporary and blunt for my taste. Okay, I won't spoil it for you. Thank you. Yes, I'm actually working on a video game, two of them actually. So I'm gonna do a side scroller with Erwin. So he's gonna be taking Niels's lunch to him. And it's gonna be set in Holland because Niels, Erwin, and Marie lived for a year in Holland before Niels's grandmother passed away, and then his dad took him to Cambridge where he worked, and they lived there. So it's gonna be during that year where they lived in Holland. So the game is gonna have a very Hollandish background with windmills and a lot of cute things like that, tulips everywhere. And the other game is going to be an RPG with my little bunny Ernest. And it's gonna be with the story that is here. So you can read the story for free on Tapastic. All of my comic books are available for free for everybody to read. I personally always liked it when it's free because sometimes I don't have the money to pay certain things, and I really like uh, the way that Crash Course has done things. Like, people that do have the money donate for the rest of us poor plebs, and so I try to do the same for mine. So who wants to donate and can donate is free to donate, and who doesn't, um, they can have it for free. Thank you. Take care, Kiki. Thanks for coming by. But those video games are a long way away. First, I want to finish the comic with Niels. And that's gonna be the rest of this year, but uh, should be done soon. Like, I can see the end in sight. And I'm excited about that. When I first started out this project, I didn't think I would be able to finish it, and now I'm proud of myself that June and we have gotten this far. And I'm so glad. I pat myself on the back. Pat, pat. I did a good job. You haven't worked on a project for this long time either, have you? Remember my optimistic estimates when I said, oh, this will be done in 2 years? Like, oh, there are 57 weeks in a year, and that will be 114 pages, and I have planned only 125. So in 2 years it will be done. And it's been 3 years. And it's gonna be done in 4 years. Like, I always had sympathy for video game companies or film companies that just postpone projects like these. But it's a lot more surprising when you do it yourself and you realize how bad your calculations were. Kind of makes me wonder how long did my grandfather take to make a book. Because he was author or co-author of a bunch of books, which I of course never read because some of them aren't in English or Romanian. They're uh, to be honest, I don't even know. I'm probably Arab, Turkish, stuff like that. Maybe French. So I'm gonna be curious when I get home to see the books. He passed away, so I only know the atlases that he worked on. So, um, World Geography Atlas. I have his. What else do I have? I have botany, zoology. I have a dictionary that he worked on, Romanian Turkish dictionary. I remember he actually gave it to me at some point when I was like really little. And I remember thinking, what am I supposed to do with this? I have no use for it whatsoever. And it's definitely more of a decoration, um, memento type of object. Because I can find anything I need on Google Translate a lot faster. With writing my story here with and having to do all of the research here, like sometimes I would stumble onto something about British history, and I was really surprised to see that England became United Kingdom because it united with Scotland during Newton's lifetime, and it's just something that I never knew was a thing until I had to write the story, and then it kind of made me wonder about Romanian history. And I realized something very funny, that my grandfather was born in a kingdom, he lived in a dictatorship, and he died in a democracy. So he had a chance to experience all three governing systems. Oh. I'm gonna go too as well. I finished the page. Take care, June, and bon appetit. Thank you everyone for watching. Again, April is gonna be the last month I'm gonna be streaming until autumn because I have a hectic summer. I've reached 500 subscribers and I'm gonna do an art giveaway. Take care, June. Bye bye. And I'm gonna put the Discord link in the description below this video, because I'm going to do game nights with the Man Up Gaming Guild. They've also sponsored the Clip Studio Paint series tutorial that I've shown you before. You can find the playlist on my channel, and if you want to learn Clip Studio Paint and you're completely new to digital art in general, I would recommend giving that a look because it's super basic. For those of you that do know your way around digital art programs, it might be boring, but I try to keep the videos short so it's not too annoying for you guys. Oh, I forgot this ear here. Better do it before I forget because it has happened before. And I didn't color my own character properly. That was embarrassing. So yeah, that was it for today. June is gonna be working on the line art for the next page. If she can't finish it on Saturday when it's the next live stream, then I will probably do some gaming or something like that. If she does finish, then I'll be working on another comic book page with Erwin and Marie and Niels. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye bye.